Happy Wednesday, last Wednesday of February. This would have been any other year, the last day of February, but since it's leap year, we have one more day. So Miss Cali and I are sitting out in the sunroom watching it snow. It is a pretty snow. It's quite windy out. It is 24 degrees. Yesterday we were up to 73 and now we're at 24, and the wind makes it feel like 8. So this morning I had my breakfast. I had my 3-point smoothie and my cup of coffee. I am on my 3rd cup of coffee because it's that type of day. And I am out in the sunroom, like I said, with Miss Cali, and I am knitting on my mystery knit along. Another clue comes out tonight, I think tonight. And I have 4 more repeats of this section. So I worked on my mosaic crochet this morning, and I've only got 1 more row to do on the egg part, and then I will start the charms, the 4-leaf clovers. All I could think of was Lucky Charms. But the wind gusts are really high. This afternoon we could get up to in the 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. I'd like to go in and sew this afternoon, I think. But for right now, Miss Cali and I are going to enjoy the sunroom. And Miss Cali, the update on Miss Cali. Yeah. We called the vet yesterday because she's been having symptoms again. And since, you know, we've never had to deal with kidney disease before with a cat. We've had cats that have cancer. We've had a cat that actually went through chemo, and we dealt with that, but not one with kidney disease. So since it's just the beginning, there's no cure for it. It will get worse, and they do have meds that eventually she will probably have to be on that. So right now they suggest, because she's still not, I don't think she's eating like she should. So right now they're suggesting that we give her the wet food. We have dry food on the floor for her, and you will hear her or see her nibble on that a little bit. But they're suggesting put the wet food that is made, both of these are made for kidney disease, and leave the wet food, give her some wet food in the morning, wet food midday, and before we go to bed some wet food. That way she has both kinds out, so whatever she's hungry for. And right now she is eating the wet food. So Mr. Jerry had to go into town anyway, so he will stop to our vet's, pick up some more wet food for Miss Cali. So, and it seems to be helping. So the mystery knit along, I am using this DK weight yarn from Yarn Love. It is nice and squishy and soft. I use my Knit Companion, and it is a paid for pattern, so I can't show you too much of that. So, but it is on Ravelry. You can join anytime, but right now we're doing the Rick Rack. And this is just cool how it's done. Now, I've not done elongated cables before, and I'm doing them without a cable needle. So, and the sides are the garter stitch. So this is the repeat that I'm trying to get 6 more of. That's clue 2. Clue 3, like I said, will be tonight. clue 1 was all of these beautiful cables that are in here. And this one goes all the way down. It will have to be black so it can stretch out so you can see more of the cables. And then the transition is this right here. It was a provisional cast on, which just means that you used some type of waste jar, because they did say it is a cowl, and it's like an infinity cowl, so it will basically, I think they'll end up twisting it, and then you'll join it in here. You don't have to join it. You can leave it as a scarf. But then I'm going to have to figure out how to come back and pick up these live stitches to bind them off and stuff. So that is what, and the transition was right here again. So this transition will be every time a new clue comes out. So you're going to hear the clock go off. And then I'm also been working on Miss Layla socks, and I'm pretty sure this was from Yarnable. I got the band someplace, I don't know where, because I was using it in a blanket and I quit doing the blanket, so I took this out. But I can tell by the feel, and the majority of my yarn is from them. But she is 8 years old. So I did the cuff, I did 60 stitches in a knit 2 purl 2 for I think 12 rounds, and then the leg I did 30 rounds, and then I did the traditional heel flap and gusset, and I'm on to the foot part. I am only an inch away from the toe. And I think she wears a child's 3.5, and the pattern that I found said for that shoe size that you should knit it up. Basically the foot should be 7 inches, and so from the heel to the toes it'll be 6 inches, and then the toe will finish up for the 7. And if it's a little big, she'll grow into it, because she's not done growing at 8, so, and she'll be 9 in September. So anyways, this one is working up quite pretty, the speckling of it. So I've been doing that, but I figured that I should work on this or I'm going to get way behind, and I know me, I tend to then not finish things. So but anyways, my plans today is to do what I normally do, is track everything, focus on all the non-scale victories and not focus on that scale. I know that that scale is just a little tool, and I know that there was probably a gain, but I don't think that much. I just know that yesterday morning I woke up and I felt puffy, and but it is what it is, as I always say. I'm not giving up. I reached out to my friend Sandy, and then Mr. Jerry had already planned we were going to have pizza. We get Hungry Howie's. We always get a small, and the ham and pineapple that we get on it are 0 points usually, and so it's about 15 points for the 3, and then there's nothing left. They're just small. It's a 10-inch, and I had that for supper. It was on the tracker. I tracked everything, and had my 10-15 minute cry, because it's my party. I can cry if I want to. And you know, Mr. Jerry came out, and of course he gives me that grin and like, oh, come on, dear, it's going to be okay. And he said, so you're crying over 3 pounds. Why are you crying over? It's just 3 pounds. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't need to just hear that it's just 3 pounds. It was just the shock of it, the disappointment. So, but it just means I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, mix it up, and just keep going. That's all I can do, because, you know, if I can put that much weight on in a week, think how I could do if I wasn't tracking. So I think a lot of it is that I am just so afraid to go backwards, because I remember what it was like to hit near 300 pounds and how I didn't feel good in my own skin, and I hurt all the time, and I just felt awful all the time, and I just don't want to get back there. So I'm using that as a motivation to, yep, it's a new day, it's a new set of points, and try not to dwell on it as much, and keep moving forward. And thank you everyone for your kind comments. I appreciate each and every one of you for that. I really needed to have that, you know, read that today. And yeah, so I'm gonna let you go. 12 minutes in, but it was a wicked storm here last night. Lots of thunder, lots of lightning, heavy downpours. We didn't end up, but south of us, there was a tornado touchdown. There were several areas that they had rotations of tornadoes. And the one that touched down, it was changing paths. And Mr. Jerry was afraid that at that rate it could kind of come up into our area, but it didn't. And we were up until at least 1:30 until we knew it had cleared, you know, where our son and his family live, and our daughter, there wasn't anything up by them, just the storms like here. But yeah, so, and we slept in until 8:30 this morning. So I'm going to let you go, my friends. I am going to just knit, enjoy the coffee, enjoy my company. Thanks again, my friends. Have a great on-track day. We got this. Okay friends, lunch today is going to be a total of 10 points. I'm having my turkey salad, and that is all 8 points, and then I have measured up 2 points or 14 grams of pretzels. So grams is 14 for 2 points for that. And then in my turkey salad today I have a mixed lettuce for 0. The 1 point items are my croutons and my bacon bits. Raisins, I have 2 points worth, which is like 20 grams. And I have Colby Jack cheese shredded. I only have 5 grams, just enough to get a little taste in there. And I think that was 1.2. An apple, turkey, and a Bolthouse dressing. I have 3 points worth of that. So again, lunch today is going to be a total of 10 points. And I filled up my, what is this? My pink lemonade, Crystal Light pink lemonade. And I can't see it. It is 32 ounces right here. I will try to get at least 2 to 3 of this in. So again, lunch today is going to be 10 points. Okay, so I decided to try the opposite block of my trip around the world. I have 5 blocks to do. I have 4 more to do in the light color there, and then 5 to do a total in the dark colors. So I just sewed this whole strip together, and then I'm going to fold it in half, sew the strip down, and then cut them in their 2.5 inch strips to lay out the staggered design. So I had to turn my electric fireplace on in my sewing room. It was cold in here. Made a cup of coffee right here in my blessed cup, my insulated mug. And this is my view outside the window. So we'll see. I'm not feeling too much energy today. Either is Mr. Jerry. So this might be all I get done out here, and then I might go back into the sunroom under the blanket and do some more knitting. But I'll show you when I get this finished. Hey friends, supper tonight is 10 points. It is baked chicken for 0, potato fries, homemade potato fries, and that is 5 points for that because it is 1.5 potatoes. And then I have 2% milk for 5. So again, supper tonight is 10 points.